Hello, this is DJ Marshbag with Midlands Metalheads Radio. I'm here with JB from Grand Magus. They're on their UK headline tour at the moment, and they're over halfway through. We're here at the Slade Rooms of Wolverhampton. So, how are you, JB?
I'm very good. Thanks.
How's the tour going so far?
It's actually been overwhelmingly a positive experience for us. It's been actually much better than we could have hoped for. So, really enjoying this tour.
Yeah. How are you finding the UK fans in comparison to your homelands fans, or the rest of Europe or America?
Well, I have to say honestly that the UK audience is usually the most, the most fun to play in front of. Actually, I don't know why that is, but I guess we kind of started playing here in the UK way back when, and people seem to warm to us, and we usually have a great time on stage in in the UK and Ireland as well, so it's really good.
Do you remember your first time in the UK?
Yeah, I think it must have been in 2002. We supported Orange Goblin on a huge European tour, including the UK obviously, and so 2002 I think was the first one.
So was that in support of your debut album?
Yeah, exactly.
Grand Magus.
Yeah.
Excellent. How do you find the UK in general when you're here, just being around? Do you like the food? Do you like the people?
The people are great. What is not so great is that in Sweden the weather's pretty cold, but our houses are very solidly built. So it's always warm and cozy inside, and that's not always the case in the UK, I'm afraid.
No. And also it's quite wet here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Sweden. Is it wet in Sweden?
No, not really. Not in the same way, yeah.
No, so you're currently, I guess, supporting The Hunt, which was released last May. Was it 25th in the UK?
Yeah.
Where did the inspiration for the tracks on that album come from?
It's hard to pinpoint, exact things. Inspiration can strike at any time, but on all our albums there's a strong connection with Scandinavian tradition and also nature, the power of nature, and that's something that is very prominent on The Hunt, I think.
I know it's probably going to be a difficult question, but you don't have a favourite track off the album, do you?
No, it's... As you probably understand, it's very hard. When you do music yourself, it's very hard to listen to it the same way you would to someone else's music, So,
of course,
I don't generally sit at home listening to our albums. It's only if you have to listen to them in order to learn a song or something like that, So I don't have any standout favorites. I like the whole thing.
Excellent. So you've got Johnny Headland of Unleashed, guest vocals on Sons of the Less Breath Part 2. I'm not going to try and pronounce the that word.
Vedergällning.
Yeah, that's right.
That means revenge, basically.
Revenge.
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
Johnny's been a friend for a long time, and Unleashed have always been one of my favorite bands, and it just seemed that track would really benefit from his mighty warrior voice, and so we just asked him, and he was happy to do it, and turned out great. So
and I think you're right, because it does build up and build up.
Yeah,
it is quite an epic track. So you're 6 albums in. Do you ever look back at any of them?
Like I said, sometimes you have to, if we want to pick up an old song to play in the set, for instance, and also sometimes someone points out that that track on that album sounded really good, sound-wise. So how come maybe you should try that again, and then so it's not that I don't sit at home randomly listening to Grand Magus albums, but if there's a specific reason, yes.
Yeah. So you don't listen to your own stuff. A few people do, but I would say most people don't really listen to their own stuff. Who is it you're listening to at the moment?
At home, you mean?
Just in general.
Well, it's a very varied mix, I would say. It's everything from, obviously I listen a lot to, the old metal bands that I've always loved, like Manowar and Judas Priest and Black Sabbath and Rainbow and Deep Purple and stuff like that. But there's also room for, some choice black metal and things, and death metal too. But in general, it's mostly European bands and old school stuff.
Old school hard rock and metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you use last year Bloodstock was wearing the Rainbow T-shirt. So, yeah.
Yeah, I still have it barely. It's got a few threads left.
It looks like it's quite an aged one you've had in the past.
Yeah.
And sported it for years. So again, this is probably a dead question. Do you have a favourite of your albums? Is there one in particular you're particularly proud of?
Not really, but of course we have done albums that have, meant a lot to us, to get attention and things, and I think that two very important albums for us was the third album, Wolf's Return, which was kind of a step in the direction that we've followed since, and also Iron Will was a very very big album for us because we got a lot of attention for that album. So of course those two albums have meant a lot, but I don't have a favorite.
No, this is probably going to be along the same lines as what you talked about with the band you like. But what was it that got you into playing in metal? What did you want? What made you want to be in a metal band?
Richie Blackmore.
Richie Blackmore.
Yeah, that was. It's pretty fair to say that he was definitely my number one inspiration to start playing in the first place, and then I've always been into really good singers as well, and so once I started playing guitar, that was my plan, but then our vocalist left the band, and I was kind of, I thought it was fun to sing, and we just tried, and it seemed to kind of work, but Richie Blackmore was definitely the reason why I started, why I wanted to play guitar and play hard rock and
He's
metal.
Definitely an awesome player, definitely an awesome guy. It must be quite difficult playing and singing. Quite a few players do it. I just can't imagine doing it myself.
It's just practice, really. I'm no, there are a lot of players, singers who are a lot more proficient than I am. But, the most important thing is to put the emotion across, and, I do the best I can.
It's definitely a feat, though, because, guys with the talent of B.B. King, he doesn't sing at the same time as he plays.
No, but you have guys like John Sykes, for instance, who's an awesome guitar player and an awesome singer as well. And he does things while he sings on the guitar that are, for me, completely incomprehensible. So, there are levels way above what I'm doing.
You're doing what has gone out of recent new bands metal. Is riff metal, good riffs, which is what I really dig about Grand Magus, because there's a lot of bands are just up and down the frets and playing really, really fast, but there's no riffs left in metal these days.
Well, I'm not going to say that I agree with you, but I certainly agree with you that for me the riff has always been super important, and I think all the metal tracks that got me excited when I was younger and still get me excited. They've all got great riffs, you know, and that's something that we've certainly focused on in the band. But there has to be melody as well, and I can't just listen to riffs and riffs and riffs, you know. There has to be a song in there as well. So.
No, but we all like a good riff. Any plans to hit up the UK festival scene this year?
Well, we were just talking about it. We will see what happens with regards to the UK in the summer. Obviously, the main festival scene in is mainland Europe, you know, like Germany and especially Germany. I mean, they have like 500 different metal and hard rock festivals. In the UK, there are not that many. So since we played Bloodstock this summer, you know, last summer, we'll see. But I hope there will be some kind of festival appearance in the UK for us in the summer.
I think the fans would definitely like that. And so, with Grand Magus, what can we expect from you guys in the next couple of years?
Ooh, hopefully we'll stay alive and you know, healthy, and we'll continue to pound out the metal.
Are we? You think it'll be next year, the year after, we see a bit more Grand Magus, or are you working on anything now? Anything in mind?
Yeah, I mean, the plan is actually to have a new album ready for release early next year. So we're keeping busy, you know.
Excellent. Can't wait to hear some more. It's I was quite late getting into Grand Magus myself. Not until Hammer of the North was the first album I heard. Since gone back and listened to the older stuff, but I'm definitely thirsty for more. Definitely.
Great to hear. Cool.
Especially, and the Hunt's a really good album.
Cool.
You've done a really good job with that.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, JB, for your time. It's been great talking to you and hearing your insights into metal and hard rock, and it's just a pleasure to meet you.
My pleasure, entirely.
Thank you.
Cheers, boss.
Cheers.
Thanks.